starting.
Hi, I'm Julia Deeker, and today my speech is about social media. Social media affects everybody's daily lives. We see it everywhere. Everybody checks social media at least once a day. Has social media become an addiction? Social media can have benefits, but it also has many negative effects. The overuse of social media is causing depression, anxiety, and suicidal thoughts. Social media is lowering self-esteem of many individuals. People compare themselves to people on social media who portray themselves as perfect, when in reality, none of them are perfect. This comparison causes people to dress and act like someone they are not. Social media addiction should be taken more seriously because of the mental effects it can have on many teenagers and adults. Let's start off with what social media addiction is. Social media addiction is a behavioral addiction. Behavioral addiction produces short-term rewards and can result in the lack of control over the behavior. When you post on any social media platform, you receive likes and comments. This is all positive feedback. According to the article, What is Behavioral Addiction? Certain behaviors produce a strong reinforcement in the brain that makes you want to do them over and over again, even if they interfere with your daily life. Social media has taken over everybody's daily lives because of the addiction we all have. You probably are looking through social media without even knowing you opened your phone. It's a habit we all have. We become engaged in social media at a very young age. At a young age, it is easier to learn new things and create new habits. This means that for teenagers, social media is a normal thing to do. Most adults have the same bad habits. In the article, What is Social Media Addiction? Psychologists estimate that as many as 5 to 10% of Americans meet the criteria for social media addiction today. Most people feel an uncontrollable urge to engage with social media. There's a phenomenon that comes with social media. You release dopamine when on social media networks. Dopamine gives you a feel-good feeling, similar to drugs, alcohol, gambling, etc. Everybody should know these facts and statistics about addicting social media can be. There are many obvious signs that you could be addicted to social media. Mark Griffiths and Daria Kuss from Nottingham Trent University in the UK said that some questions you can ask yourself are: do you spend a lot of time when you're not online thinking about social media? Do you feel the urge to use social media more and more over time? Do you use the social media to forget about personal problems? Do you often try to reduce your use of social media without success? Do you become restless or troubled if you are unable to use social media? Do you use social media so much that it has a negative impact on your job, relationships, or studies? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you may be addicted to social media. Being addicted to social media can also be dangerous. If you have the uncontrollable urge to look at your phone, you may open your phone while driving. This puts your life in danger. Do you really want to risk your life because you have to compare yourself to somebody on social media? Being addicted also affects your social life. While having a meal with your family or friends, you might be on your phone scrolling through apps. While having a meal with your family or friends, you might be on your phone scrolling through apps, and this is rude and shows people that you don't want to spend time with them or that your time with them doesn't matter. It is respectful to give your full attention to that person when in any situation like this. It is important to take a break from social media and spend time with your friends and family. Your social life and relationships may slowly decrease if you continue to act like this. Not having a very social life can also affect your mental health, causing depression and anxiety. Not only does being addicted to social media affect the parts of the brain that cause depression and anxiety, but also can have other major effects on the brain. In a study at Harvard University, they found that self-disclosure and social networking sites lit up the same part of the brain that also ignites when taking an addictive substance. Walker said in the article, How to Tell if you have a social networking addiction, researchers from Chicago University concluded that social media addiction can be stronger than an addiction to cigarettes and booze, following an experiment in which they recorded the cravings of several hundred people for several weeks. Social media is used as coping mechanisms to relieve stress, loneliness, or depression. Since researchers shows that social media addiction can have the same effects as abuse of substances, we need to get people the same help they would receive if they were addicted to those substances. So how can we help those addicted to social media? Governments and organizations can help minimize social media use, such as banning devices while driving. Griffiths suggested in the article 6 Questions to Reveal If You Are Addicted to Social Media that there should be no social media allowed in schools. Places should be provided by government for treatment of this addiction. To prevent the addiction from developing in young kids and teenagers, there should be restrictions on social media sources so they don't develop these bad habits. I believe that social media shouldn't be banned altogether because it can be good and benefit you. I think that it should be limited though. I would suggest you limit your time that you spend on social media every day. You can simply hide your apps in a folder on your phone so you don't have the temptation to open them. You should delete any social media apps that are having a negative influence in your life and that have really no value to you. These are simple things that you can do, but you have to be willing to hold yourself accountable. Social media addiction should be taken more seriously. Social media is very addicting, just like drugs and alcohol. We should be thinking about how much time we spend on social media. If you have an addiction, you should have the opportunity to receive the same help that you need. Social media should not be banned altogether, but we should learn how to use it correctly. So ask yourself, do you have a social media addiction?